USAJobs.gov is the main way to get a federal government job, but many people hate the website. Maybe you're one of them. They blame the government, they blame website designers, they say the whole thing is a horrible experience. And I'm going to go through multiple negative reviews on USAJobs.gov to see if there's any truth to this. The first one here says that the website's difficult to navigate. I'm not impressed. Extremely long application process for every single job posted. People give up because of this site. I'm one of those people. 1 out of 5 stars. Okay, so you giving up is a you problem. Over 1 million people have been hired on this website. It's functional. It's not ideal. It could be better, sure. But the way I look at it, when I'm getting on USAJobs.gov and applying to a government job, I'm thinking the longer this process is, when you're filling out screens and assessments and all that other stuff, the less people will compete for it. Because people usually take the path of least resistance. So if there's a 3-hour assessment, you can bet 30-40% of people are going to drop right off. And great for me, because I don't have to compete against those same type of people. So that's the way I look at it. I kind of flip it around. Even though it's hard and it's difficult and it can be convoluted, it still could be used towards your advantage. Okay, so the next one. I've got 27 years working the F-15 combat fighter aircraft. I applied and apparently been blackballed from promotion. The good old boy network is firmly in place on this platform. 1 out of 5 stars. This sounds like a current federal employee that just can't get his promotion and now he's angry at the world. So here's the deal with promotions. There are times you have to leave your division. You have to go outside of your division, go outside of your agency and look for other opportunities. And if you're in a small town, I get it, there are not that many opportunities there. But you have to do this in order to give yourself the best chance. You are not gonna find yourself on some fictitious list of people that say do not promote ever. That list doesn't exist. You can be given a fair shot at different locations. Now it comes down to the hiring manager. Maybe the hiring manager doesn't like you. He might have a good reason for not liking you. He might have a bad reason for not liking you. The great thing is there's more than one hiring manager. There's thousands of hiring managers. So you need to start applying in different divisions, different agencies. Do that to give yourself a better chance. I'm often the first to admit that nepotism does exist in the government, but it's not as rampant and widespread as you might think. Okay, the next one says, oh my God, this site is impossibly annoying. The application processes are so convoluted that you end up giving up trying to apply for a lot of jobs. Only worth it if you really want a particular job and are willing to jump through 1 million hoops. 2 out of 5 stars. Just like anything in life, when you start, yeah, it's confusing. It's a pain. It's hard to understand. But as you get the reps in, you start applying multiple times a day, it's gonna click for you. It becomes more of an intuitive process. The website becomes easier to use, using the filters, doing your customized searches. It all becomes easier. And there's not exactly millions of hoops. You have to understand, you have to do your part too when it comes to the hiring process. And your part is to make sure that resume of yours is relevant to the position that you're applying to, that you're using the keywords that you find underneath the specialized experience and under the duties section. Are you doing that? Because if you're doing that and you're doing it multiple times, you will see results from this website. It's not a fluke that people get hired every single day off of USAJobs.gov. And you can be the same way. You just have to be devoted and committed to the process and do the action, and you'll get there. Okay, the next one says, while there are a lot of jobs posted on here, it is really difficult to understand the requirements sometimes. It's not as easy to use as many other job search platforms. So that's why I would just rate it as being okay, 3 out of 5 stars. It's not difficult to understand the requirements of the job in the job announcement because they're in 2 locations. The first location is specialized experience. You need that. That is a requirement. The second area is required documents. The word requires in the title, required documents. You need to submit that. Those are the only 2 areas. Now I get it's different than Indeed or LinkedIn or Monster.com or all these other job sites. It is different and there is a learning curve, but it is very clear to see what you need to apply with. One of the biggest areas that people have difficulties with is when it comes to assumptions. The government cannot assume that you have certain skills or experience. Let's say you're an office manager at pick a store, doesn't matter. You're an office manager. So it's evident to you that you know how to use Microsoft Office, or you know how to use Microsoft Outlook to send an email, because office managers send emails every single day, but you have to put it in your resume. You are proficient with Microsoft Office. If you don't do that, they're not going to give you credit for that. And if that is a requirement, if it says you need to have Microsoft Office or Microsoft Word or Outlook in the requirement section on the job announcement, if you're missing that, then you just disqualified yourself. The next one says, the jobs are very well defined in the descriptions and their resume building tool is nice because you can save multiple resumes. The search could use some work though. 3 out of 5 stars. The most overlooked part of USAJobs.gov, it has to be the filters and how you're doing your search. Do not treat USAJobs.gov like a Google website where you're just typing in things like finance analyst. You're not just typing things like that in, all right? You need to have certain filters in there. You need to have at least the salary filter. What are your salary expectations? Where do you live? Where do you want to work? Your location. The default's 25-mile radius. Just slap in your zip code. You don't even have to put your city. 25-mile radius. Now you can increase that, you can reduce that. Then after that, what is your job? Is it finance? Because if it is, it's the 0500 series. Is it admin? If it is, it's in the 0300 series. You have to input those filters in and then you save it. So you never have to do it again. Those 10 minutes that took you to set the filters up, that's an investment. Because if you apply 50 times, that is saving you a serious amount of time. Every year, less than 5% of the job applications that go into USAJobs.gov, they are given a job offer. That means you have 95% of the applications that are not getting job offers. And this could seem unfair to you. This could seem unreasonable to you. But check this out. I want you to think about it like this. You have a job opening in your hometown, wherever. Say 200 people apply to the job, including you. Now, only 20% are getting referred. Let's say 40 people are now referred, but the hiring manager only wants to interview 10. So that means 30 people never get called back to interview. And those 30 people, they think the system's rigged. They think it's not even worth doing. They're discouraged, they're defeated, they're upset because they don't know why. Why didn't they get the interview? The 10 that got the interview, they're okay. They'll prepare and, hopefully they'll do their best. But the problem comes in when you're not extended the interview. Why not? This is why not. Your resume was not compelling enough and did not spark the interest of the hiring manager because your resume was on his table or her table. They looked at it and then they kept it moving and they picked the 10 people that interest them the most. That seemed like a better fit. So what are you doing on your first page of your resume? How are you making it stand out? How are you capturing attention on that first page? That will increase your interview rate. All right, so if you're still interested in federal government jobs, but you're not commuting anymore, your commuting days are over, you want 100% remote work, you want to be able to work in bed or on the kitchen table eating a bowl of cereal. If that's what you want to do, we have 100% remote works in the federal government. If you want to know more about that, how to get those type of jobs, I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.